San Diego's 5,000 miles of sidewalks need fixing. They are cracked, uneven, and broken. The city is in the middle of assessing its sidewalks and so far has found 39,000 tripping hazards. John Helminski, Deputy Director of the city's Transportation and Stormwater Department, joins me in studio to talk about the situation. John, why are San Diego's sidewalks so broken?
Well, a lot of them are extremely old. It's been 100 years in a lot of the older neighborhoods. And so over time in that, along with trees, issues that we have with trees, erasing existing walkways, the overall condition has gotten worse.
So the survey found that there are 39,000 tripping hazards. Has anyone ever fallen and injured themselves and then sued the city?
There have been instances where property owners have sued the city, and there has been settlement agreements as well.
And for how much? I mean, how much have they ranged?
I really don't know the specifics of those agreements.
And where are the city's worst sidewalks?
A lot of the older sidewalks are in older neighborhoods. We find a lot of that in the inner city areas, District 4, District 8, District 9. As you spread out and go to other parts of the neighborhood and get further up into Rancho Bernardo, those areas of town are not as in bad a shape right now.
And given the state of the city's sidewalks, how accessible are they to wheelchairs?
So the city has been working on accessible sidewalks for probably the past 10 or 15 years. A lot of our ramps are in place. What has happened over time, though, is that there's been a lot of changes to the laws. And so a lot of ramps that were, say, installed in the early 90s are no longer accessible today by the new standards, but the ramps do exist.
And what prompted the sidewalk survey?
So this is really the first time in the history of the city that we've taken this on. We did a street assessment back in 2011, and that gave us the overall condition of our streets, but we've never did anything with our walkways. And so we thought this was a great opportunity. There's a lot of other assessments going on now as well throughout the city for buildings.
Assessments?
We're also doing building assessments right now. They're about halfway done with that. We are also going to be redoing our street assessment again. We thought it was a good idea to do that every 4 years, that it was important to see how we're doing and how much improvement has happened over the last 4 years. And so that street assessment is going to start up in the spring of 2015.
Okay, and back to the sidewalks. Based on what you know about the state of the sidewalks, how much is it going to cost to repair them?
We don't really have a cost yet. We're still collecting that data. We're about 62% complete at this point.
Do you have any kind of estimate?
No, we don't really have an estimate. Until we take all that data in and rank it from 0 to 100 as to how good or bad a sidewalk may be, we really won't know.
But it's likely to be in the tens of millions, I imagine. Where will that money come from? Does the city have the money to make those repairs?
Well, just as the city is moving forward with all these other assessments, one of the things that council and mayor will have to do as a part of the multi-year capital improvement budget is to take a look at all of the assessments and figure out which ones are most important first, and over time I would imagine it would probably be a 5 to 10-year plan to do improvements on not only our streets and sidewalks but also buildings.
And how will the study be used?
So the information that we're taking in is we're going to then dissect that information into the type of tripping hazard. We know that so far, with 62% of the assessment complete, that we have over 40,000. Some of those associated with street trees lifting sidewalks. Some of them are just associated with age, cracking of sidewalks and curbs. And so we'll break those down into different categories, and depending on how bad they are, we will treat each of those differently. And some of them just may, like for instance, if we have a tripping hazard that is only an inch and a half in height or less, we may go in and grind that sidewalk so it's flush, versus if it's greater than an inch and a half, we will probably go in and replace a section of that walkway.
And very quickly, if a private property owner has a sidewalk in front of their home that they want repaired and they're willing to pay for it, there is some kind of cost share program.
Yes, there is a cost share program. Historically, in the past, that program has been a program where the city would split the cost with property owners. This year, council approved for FY15 a cost share program that is 75-25, where the city will pick up 75% of the cost and the property owner is responsible for the balance.
John Helminski, thanks so much for coming on the program.
Thank you.